10 days to the final votes. Vice President Kamala Harris bringing out the star power.
It's time to sing a new song.
Harris pushing the fight for abortion access.
You know it ain't right that you may have fewer rights than your mother or your grandmother.
Donald Trump leaning into immigration.
I will stop the invasion of criminals into our country, and I will bring back the American dream.
Plus, the latest from sources on Chinese hackers targeting both campaigns.
Growing outbreak. E. coli cases linked to McDonald spreading to more states. The ingredients being looked at that may have made customers sick, and what other fast food chains are doing in response.
Rappers arrest. Grammy winner Lil Durk charged with allegedly masterminding a murder-for-hire plot.
All my life, they be trying to keep me down.
Allegedly orchestrating an attempted revenge killing that ended in another man's death.
Food fight. The falling out between celebrity chefs Martha Stewart and Ina Garten. Once friends, now no longer speaking.
She can write whatever she wants.
What this beef is all about.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play.
And dodging defeat. Los Angeles makes history with the first ever World Series walk-off grand slam. Beating the Yankees, who were just an out away from victory. Who will take Game 2?
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play. Hey now, you're a rock star.
Live from ABC News in New York, this is Good Morning America.
Good morning, America. What a game last night.
Gio was walking us through the technicalities
Yes,
of the extra innings, how it works. Yeah,
absolutely. In the 10th right there, the walk-off. Yeah, absolutely. Everybody talking about it.
Yeah, bro. No, it was a great game. The Dodgers versus the Yankees, and the first walk-off grand slam in World Series history. That's the stuff kids dream of. A grudge match, 43 years in the making. The Game 1 highlights straight ahead. So much excitement around that.
And we will talk about that. Plus, the CDC is out with new numbers on that E. coli outbreak linked to McDonald's Quarter Pounders. Other fast food chains are now taking new precautions. A very important story.
The White House, meanwhile, has been keeping a close eye on these events overseas. Let's bring in ABC's senior White House correspondent Selena Wang with more. Selena, good morning.
Good morning, Whit. A senior administration official says this should be the end of direct military exchange between Israel and Iran. This official says that Israel's strikes against multiple military targets in Iran were both targeted and precise. This official says that the Israelis notified the U.S. ahead of the strikes, but underscored that there was no U.S. involvement. Now, this entire region has been on edge for weeks, waiting for Israel to respond after Iran launched that massive ballistic missile attack on October 1st. Israel, along with the help of the U.S., was able to intercept most of those missiles. At the time, Netanyahu vowed that Iran would pay for its actions. Since then, the president and his team have been working with the Israelis, urging them to moderate their response, urging them to avoid nuclear sites. An official says that President Biden spoke to Israel's Prime Minister Netanyahu last week, and that Biden encouraged Netanyahu to respond in a way that would deter future attacks while also reducing the risk of further escalation. The White House says they believe that Israel achieved just that, but said that if Iran decides to respond to these attacks, that the U.S. is ready to defend and support Israel. Gio?
So much to watch there, Selena. Thank you so much for your reporting. We're going to turn now to the presidential campaign. 10 days to go. More than 35 million people have already cast ballots. The latest polls suggesting that the race is dead even. The candidates crisscrossing the country. Beyonce appearing with Vice President Harris and former President Trump going on Joe Rogan's extremely popular podcast. ABC White House correspondent Mary Alice Parks is tracking it all. Good morning, Mary Alice.
Yeah, good morning, Gia. With just 10 days to go, both Harris and Trump with some splashy moments on the campaign trail overnight, as that new New York Times Siena poll was getting a lot of buzz, showing the two absolutely deadlocked, tied nationally going into the final days of this race.
This is Texas. Vice President Kamala Harris getting support on the campaign trail from superstar Beyonce and former Destiny's Child trio member Kelly Rowland. Beyonce back in her hometown of Houston.
I'm not here as a celebrity. I'm not here as a politician. I'm here as a mother. A mother who cares deeply about the world my children and all of our children live in. A world where we have the freedom to control our bodies.
Texas not a battleground state, but Harris describing it as ground zero in the fight over reproductive rights and access to abortion.
You know it ain't right that you may have fewer rights than your mother or your grandmother. You know it is not theoretical. You know it is not political. It is your lived experience. And I see you, and I see your power.
Earlier in the day, Harris calling out former President Trump for his recent comments, calling the United States a, quote, garbage can for the rest of the world.
It's just another example of how he really belittles our country.
In Texas himself and then Michigan overnight, Trump leaning into immigration and his hardline proposals.
I will stop the invasion of criminals into our country, and I will bring back the American dream. We're going to bring it back.
Overnight, Trump making a splash, too, with a 3-hour interview with podcaster Joe Rogan, talking about everything from life on Mars and mixed martial arts fighters to pushing his false claims about election security.
You had old-fashioned ballot screwing. I mean, you had
Right.
You have people going up and dropping in phony votes. You had unsigned ballots.
Rogan's podcast has incredible reach, boasting over 15 million followers, many young men. But because of the taping, Trump was nearly 3 hours late to his event in the crucial swing state of Michigan, hundreds filing out when they heard the news.
Now, Harris today also heads to Michigan. It's her first time appearing on the campaign trail with former First Lady Michelle Obama. Now, Trump gets ready to leave the battleground states. He has that big event at Madison Square Garden in New York City tomorrow. Janae?
They are pulling out all the stops with a week and a half left. Mary Alice Parks, thank you so much. Now to the report that Chinese hackers targeted the cell phones of officials for both campaigns. ABC's Christian Cordero is in Washington with what we know. Christian, good morning. This is a really stunning report.
Yeah, it sure is, Janae, and good morning to you. So the understanding, according to sources who are familiar with the investigation, is that this was a wide-ranging effort from Chinese hackers to target officials from both parties. Cell phones used by former President Trump and running mate Senator J.D. Vance were targeted, as well as phones associated with the Harris-Walz campaign. It's unclear who's all included in the list of potential targets, when the hackers tried getting into these devices, and what, if anything, they actually got access to. A source tells ABC News this investigation has been going on for some time, and law enforcement recently began notifying those who were affected. U.S. officials have been warning for weeks that China, Russia, and Iran have stepped up their efforts to hack as we get closer to the election. Now, of course, just 10 days away. ABC News reached out to several phone carriers, though it's unclear which ones exactly were impacted. Verizon tells us it's aware of the issue, adding in part, quote, "We have been and are working to confirm, assess, and remediate any potential impact." AT&T and Lumen each tell us that they have no comment. With the federal investigation, of course, is ongoing. Whit.
Something to watch. Christian Cordero, thank you. Now to the growing number of people sickened by E. coli linked to fast food. 75 people now reporting illness in 13 states. ABC's Morgan Norwood is here with the latest. Morgan, good morning.
Hey, good morning to you. With troubling numbers there, the CDC says dozens more people, as you just said, reported having gotten sick from E. coli, warning that the numbers may actually be much higher since most people get better without any medical care and aren't really tested for the infection. This morning, with that rise in cases, authorities are racing to pinpoint the origin.
This morning, growing concern as that deadly E. coli outbreak linked to McDonald's Quarter Pounders widens. The CDC now confirming 75 cases, the outbreak spreading to 13 states. This comes as officials scramble to nail down the source of the outbreak. While the cause hasn't been definitively determined, federal regulators are looking at the raw slivered onions served on their Quarter Pounder beef burgers as a likely source, but haven't ruled out the Quarter Pounder beef patties either. Officials still investigating. In a statement released on Friday, McDonald's noting Taylor Farms' Colorado facility supplied them with onions. They were originally sent to about 900 McDonald's stores before they stopped selling Quarter Pounder beef burgers on October 22nd. McDonald's saying we have made the decision to stop sourcing onions from Taylor Farms' Colorado Springs facility indefinitely. Taylor Farms recalling the onions out of an abundance of caution, despite saying they did not find traces of E. coli. Burger King, KFC, Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, all following McDonald's and pulling onions from their menus at select locations as a precaution. The outbreak has already killed one, an elderly person with underlying health conditions, and at least 2 of the dozens of people sickened were seriously ill, developing hemolytic uremic syndrome, a condition that can cause kidney failure. The outbreak could also spell legal trouble for McDonald's. So far, 2 lawsuits already filed. Clarissa DeBach among those looking to hold the fast food chain accountable after she says she got sick from contaminated food.
So you have the physical trauma from something like this, but you also don't realize that there's emotional trauma. I don't think I have eaten out since that happened.
And so the CDC says due to the actions taken by McDonald's and Taylor Farms, the continued risk to the public is very low. They do say if you have severe symptoms of E. coli infection, you want to seek care and tell your doctor what you ate. Meanwhile, both the FDA and CDC are investigating this, Gio.
Yeah, it's all so concerning, Morgan. Thank you so much for that. And this morning, we're learning more about the arrest of Grammy-winning rapper Lil Durk on murder for hire charges. Now, he's being held without bond in a South Florida jail, and ABC's Ike Ajachi is here now with the latest on this one. Good morning, Ike.
Yeah, good morning, Gio. Rapper Lil Durk appeared in federal court Friday afternoon, charged with allegedly masterminding a cross-country murder for hire plot that can land him decades in prison.
But it's me, I do everything to show the man weak.
This morning, rapper Lil Durk facing murder for hire charges. The 32-year-old is being held without bond after he was arrested by U.S. Marshals Thursday in Florida.
Some privacy will not be commented on.
The Chicago-based artist, born Dirk Banks, is known for his Grammy-winning song, All My Life.
All my life. Trying to keep me down.
Collaborations with Drake.
Surround Drake, around Drakes. Even though I got a case, I'ma do what it take.
And country artist Morgan Wallen.
They owe me, they trying to finesse me, they see Will Morgan and know that I rap.
The arrest comes on the heels of a federal indictment against 5 alleged co-conspirators of Durk's, also arrested Thursday in Chicago. They're accused of carrying out a 2022 hit targeting rapper Quando Rondo in Los Angeles, which left Rondo's 24-year-old cousin dead.
The suspects approached from the alley, got out of the car, and started shooting at those victims.
Included in the indictment are surveillance images of the shooting that officials say Durk ordered and financed, allegedly in retaliation for a 2020 shooting in Atlanta that resulted in the death of his friend, fellow rapper King Von.
You see Von, you see Sporty, Glassy, Booker, you see Mac.
According to the complaint, Durk was arrested on his way to the airport where he was allegedly scheduled to be a passenger on a private jet out of the country. Durk's representatives haven't commented. His latest post on Instagram shortly before his arrest promoting the release date for his upcoming album next month. Now, Durk will be transferred to California, where he'll be held in pretrial detention. His arraignment is expected to occur in Los Angeles federal court in the coming weeks. Now, if convicted, Banks and the 5 defendants charged in the separate indictment would each face a statutory maximum sentence of life in federal prison. So far, no one has entered a plea. Whit.
All right, Ike Ajachi, thank you. Another story we're following this morning, former Abercrombie and Fitch CEO Mike Jeffries ordered to wear an ankle bracelet after pleading not guilty to 1 count of sex trafficking and 15 counts of interstate prostitution, allegedly involving young male models. Jeffries is free on a $10 million bond and must surrender his passport. Jeffries is not allowed to leave his home unless it's for pre-approved reasons. All right, we turn now to the World Series. Game 1 is in the books, and it was history-making at that. Gio had the sports almanac out. He was telling me everything.
That walk-off in the 10th.
Exactly.
Woo!
The first Yankees-Dodgers World Series since 1981. Gio's been all over, and so has ABC's Melissa Adon, who's at Dodgers Stadium this morning. Not a lot of sleep, I don't think people had there in L.A. Good morning, Melissa.
Good morning, Whit. I still feel the energy here from Dodger Stadium. What an incredible game, a historic game, and Gio is right. I mean, pay attention here and take your notes because this game was absolutely phenomenal. Everyone here, jam-packed stadium, more than 50,000 fans, got a strong start to the series.
Meet Freddie! Game 1 of the World Series!
It was an electrifying night at Dodger Stadium in a historic and close Game 1 of the World Series. The Dodgers beating the Yankees 6-3 in the 10th inning.
Here comes Hernandez. Here comes Soto's throw.
The Dodgers getting on the board first after a sacrifice fly by Will Smith, allowing Kike Hernandez to score. Giancarlo Stanton with a 2-run home run in the 6th inning, giving the Yankees a 2-1 lead.
Scraping the sky and giving the Yankees the lead.
The Dodgers' Shohei Ohtani going on to score in the 8th inning.
It's tied as Mookie Betts drives in Shohei Ohtani.
The teams tied 2-2 by the end of the 9th, the Yankees scoring a 3rd run in the extra inning, but it was the Dodgers who claimed victory.
Freeman hits the ball to right field. She is gone!
Freddie Freeman hitting a historic walk-off grand slam to right field for the Los Angeles Dodgers, a first in World Series history. Superstar Shohei Ohtani and home run leader Aaron Judge making history as each topped 50 home runs during the regular season, making this the first World Series with opposing 50 home run hitters.
You know, Ohtani, we trust.
All hail Judge, 99 is what you need.
And the fans are loving it.
We can't afford every game, but Game 1,
We're here.
awesome. We're here.
Game 1 paying tribute to late Dodger Fernando Valenzuela, who famously played in 1981 during the Dodger-Yankee World Series. The Mexican-born pitcher credited for bringing Fernando mania to the Dodgers. That moment was so incredible and so moving to witness in person. And there were so many celebrities out here. I mean, Brad Paisley, he sang the national anthem. Then Bryan Cranston, he had the very famous "It's time for Dodger baseball" kickoff. That's the slogan that we have here. And guys, let me tell you something. We're expecting more star-studded performances, but these rally towels absolutely stole the show. And I think this was my lucky good luck charm for the Dodgers, so let's go Dodgers.
I was loving
like
this
a helicopter.
assignment, Melissa.
Yeah, we were just talking about how much of a fan you are, so we're so happy to see you smiling this morning. Thank you, Melissa. And coming up here on Good Morning America, Game Day, ESPN's Desmond Howard with us to preview the weekend's big matchups, including LSU and Texas A&M.
And the Elon Musk effect, the latest developments in the presidential race. Stick around.
Look out the bedroom window in the morning, in the evening, and a day.
And welcome back to GMA. On this Saturday morning, we are celebrating bassist and founding member of the Grateful Dead, Phil Lesh. The musician's death was announced on his Instagram Friday, saying he died peacefully, surrounded by family. Lesh helped define the band's sound for 3 decades. Jerry Garcia once said, "When Phil's happening, the band's happening." Phil Lesh was 84 years old. And I know, Whit, that the Grateful Dead, that was your first concert.
My very first concert. My parents took me. I was like 10 years old. My parents were total Deadheads. And so that music definitely brings back a lot of memories. Yeah, he will be missed for sure. Let's take a look at some of the other big stories that we're following on this Saturday morning. Happening right now, Israel launches its retaliatory strikes on Iran, an unprecedented bombing targeting what it says are military facilities in response to Iran's missile attack earlier this month. Israeli officials saying the targets included Iranian air defense systems and missile and drone storage and production sites.
Also right now, Miami Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa has cleared concussion protocol and will start against Arizona this weekend. The QB has been out since suffering a concussion in week 2 of the season. That was his 3rd diagnosed concussion of his career.
And a pair of giant pandas are having a ball while acclimating to their new home in the nation's capital. Bao Li and Qing Bao are currently in quarantine as new animals are routinely required when they arrive. Zoo staff are making sure to keep the bears active and encourage them to explore their new environment. In January, that's when folks will be able to see them.
That's so cute.
It's really cute.
It's like so cute.
Having a great
So
time
cute.
playing
You can't
ball.
not love
Having a
pandas.
ball. I like what you did there.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
All
he
right.
said it.
And we are going to start this half hour here, of course, with the top campaign headlines this week. Again, just 10 days to go until Election Day. So joining us, our Deputy Political Director, Avery Harper. And from Washington, ABC White House correspondent, Mary Alice Parks. Welcome to you both again. So, Avery, let's start with you. Retired General John Kelly, right? He came out and basically said, that Trump is a fascist, that he met the definition of a fascist. How is this playing with voters right now?
Right. Well, we asked in our ABC News Ipsos poll, who is a fascist? And we found in our results that 49% of registered voters say that Trump is a fascist. For comparison, only 22% of registered voters say the same of Kamala Harris. And what I found really interesting is that when we dived into that data, we found that there are a portion of voters who say that Trump is a fascist and are still supporting him anyway. We reached out to some of those folks to find out exactly why. They say even though they believe that Trump is a fascist, they believe that he aligns with them on issues. And so in cycles past, I think some of these comments that we've seen from John Kelly would present a major issue for candidates. We might have even called them the October surprise, but I am highly skeptical at this point that it's going to change any hearts and minds, particularly with those who are already supporting former President Trump. I think maybe it might have an impact with some of these undecided voters. We know that the Harris campaign has seized on these comments. They are framing him as unhinged, unstable, and a danger to democracy.
Yeah, then her team, she called Trump a fascist. Trump called Harris a fascist. So it's just a back and forth for sure. Mary Alice, let's go to you because Elon Musk pouring tens of millions of dollars into the Trump campaign now, and he's sparking controversy on multiple fronts. What impact do you think he's having on the race at this point?
Yeah, I think it is hard to overstate how much influence one man, the richest man in the world, could be having on this race. I mean, not only, like you said, is he dumping tens of millions of dollars into this race, backing Trump's PACs, his own PACs. He's holding some campaign events, passing out checks. It's legally questionable at best. But when you think about the microphone that he has, just how much influence and power he has owning X, owning what we all think of still as Twitter, pushing his own tweets, pushing Trump-centered content, it is truly remarkable. We just haven't really seen something like that before. And we've seen in the last few weeks him really ramping up on X his conspiracy theories, pushing some debunked claims about the election, about election security. And I think that is why so many people are paying attention to those headlines about how he potentially was having private conversations with Vladimir Putin. Of course, we know that Russia has also been trying to support and spread conspiracy theories, misinformation about our election. So it really gets to what Musk's motivations are, what is driving him, and whether there's a serious national security concern, especially given his close ties to the U.S. military, intelligence agencies through his SpaceX program, guys.
Yeah, and Avery, want to bring you back in because what we've just talked about, General John Kelly speaking out, calling Trump a fascist, Elon Musk pouring millions of dollars in. Whether or not that is getting through to voters, for millions of voters doesn't matter because they've already cast their ballots. Right. They've already voted. Any patterns we're seeing, we are seeing more Republicans to this point.
Right. I like to say it's not just election day, it's really an election season. More than 36 million Americans have already cast their ballots early. And nationally, we're seeing Democrats outpace the number of Republicans who have already voted. That's the same kind of pattern that we saw in 2020, but the gap between Democrats and Republicans is much narrower. I think it's in part because Republicans have really invested in telling their supporters that they can vote in any method, using any method. Back in 2020, we saw former President Trump telling folks to vote only on Election Day. So I do think there are some limitations in terms of what we can glean from some of these numbers, because while we know the party identification of the voters who have already cast ballots, we don't know how they're voting. And so we're just going to have to wait and see. Just about 10 days left.
And to see if those people would have voted on Election Day, right? We don't know what the numbers are going to be at the end of the day. Mary Alice, based on the polling that we're seeing right now, how are the candidates reaching voters down the final stretch? We know that they're really relying on a lot of celebrity star power, right? We've got Trump with Joe Rogan. We've got Beyonce there with Harris.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that celebrity endorsements tend to change people's minds, but they can bring people out to vote. I mean, you can imagine that every single one of those sitting there in the stands there in Houston at that campaign event with Beyonce was probably met by a Harris volunteer asking them to register to vote, making sure they had a plan to vote. I mean, celebrities help mobilize people and energize people. I think that's similar to what we're seeing when Trump's going on Joe Rogan's podcast. Look, he is trying to meet new voters, meet voters where they are, and especially leaning into Democrats, or demographics, I should say, where he's been doing well. Younger male voters. You know, that new New York Times Siena poll, one statistic really jumped out to me. It showed that Harris, only had a 12-point lead with young voters under 30. By comparison, guys, Biden won that group by 24 points. So obviously Harris and Democrats really worried about whether young voters are going to stay home and whether they're going to come out for her in ways they have come out for Democrats in the past.
Oh, so much to see in the next 10 days. Ladies, thank you for helping us break it all down. We've got one more weekend to get a crack at it before the election.
Well, it is week 9 of college football, and ESPN's College Game Day is coming to you from Bloomington, Indiana this morning. Football analyst Desmond Howard, our buddy, is joining us from there. Desmond, good morning to you. So we know Indiana 7-0, kind of a surprising start. What do you like about the Hoosiers?
Well, the first thing I like about the Hoosiers is I got this crowd behind me. Hoosiers! Yes, sir. I mean, listen, they're undefeated. They're rolling teams, and they just have a great coach in Signetti, an explosive offense, and we're just very excited to be here at College Game Day to put a magnifying glass on this great football community. People think Indiana is a basketball state, but the Hoosiers, man, this is a football school, everybody.
You're getting them pumped. And speaking of undefeated teams, Desmond, number 24 Navy is 6-0. They face number 12 Notre Dame. What's Navy doing well?
All right, y'all, don't boo Navy now. Don't boo, this is one of the service academies. Don't boo Navy. No, I tell you what they're doing is they're running the triple option, and they're running from different formations, different personnel groupings, and that's what great coaches do. They're able to run the same play from different personnel groupings to make it look different. They're playing fantastic on defense, and when you listen to them talk, you can tell it's just a very close-knit group of guys. And the most important thing, unlike a lot of teams, a lot of schools, when you see Navy play, you understand they're playing for the name on the front of the jersey. There's no doubt about that.
Hey, and Des, tonight LSU visits number 13 Texas A&M. Both teams, of course, open the season with a loss, but they've won every game since. So which team has the edge on this?
Yeah, you know, it's really crazy. Both teams have a loss, but neither team has a conference loss, so both teams are undefeated in the SEC. I would say that the Aggies, you know, the 12th man is real, and at nighttime, 7:30 Eastern, it's going to be a rowdy crowd out there. So I would say that they have the edge. Plus, they have a defensive lineman named Nick Scorton, number 11. He's probably the most disruptive defensive lineman in all of college football. First-round pick. So keep an eye on Texas A&M versus LSU, 7:30 Eastern, ABC.
Absolutely. You said it right, Des. Thank you so much. Always so fun to have you. I love reading the signs behind you, too. Everybody's so pumped for the game. All right. And you can catch Game Day starting at 9 on ESPN and later LSU at Texas A&M right here, as Desmond said, 7:30 on ABC.
The falling out between Martha Stewart and Ina Garten. The celebrity chefs were once fast friends, but now no longer speaking. And this morning, we're learning more about their beef. Becky Worley, you interested? Has the details.
This morning, behind the vaunted walls,
my little herb garden,
of one of the Hamptons' most fabled friendships.
Lavender, I love the lavender. Oh, the sounds of East Hampton. Private jets coming in.
Ina Garten, often called the Barefoot Contessa, out with a new book that has stirred up a feud with fellow foodie and former friend Martha Stewart.
Someone's in the kitchen with Ina. And I'm in the kitchen with Ina today.
In an episode of Watch What Happens Live, host Andy Cohen referencing a New Yorker piece promoting the book, in which Garten says she and Stewart lost touch when Martha started spending less time in their Tony, Long Island community.
You read the part about yourself?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
What do it say about herself?
What was your take?
She can write whatever she wants.
What do it say? I need to know. I ain't read the book. What do it say?
Ina said that they fell out because she moved to Connecticut.
That's not true.
That's not true.
Martha don't fall out with people.
Martha feels like she stopped talking
after I went to jail.
Right.
The Barefoot Contessa crediting the mogul with some of her early success, a column for Ina in Martha Stewart Living magazine, and Martha's company even producing the first version of Ina's TV show.
That is so good.
This might actually be my favorite chicken of all times.
Stewart perhaps feeling abandoned after she went to prison on conspiracy and obstruction charges around a stock trade. But reaction online proving
these two cooking queens have beef. I didn't even know this, but Ina Garten, you better watch your back.
These masters of lifestyle media still know how to stir up their fans. For Good Morning America, Becky Worley, ABC News.
Oh, you know, it makes me sad, though, because they're so beloved, both of them. So, sad.
But our thanks to Becky Worley for our morning cup of tea. And we'll be right back here on GMA. Good morning, America. It's our second hour.
This morning, the new study about balancing on one leg and what it says about your overall health.
It's College Game Day, and we're taking it to the end zone with a preview of this weekend's must-watch matchups.
Politics have you red, white, and feeling blue? How to manage election anxiety. The simple steps to taking care of yourself and making better connections.
I'm the bad guy.
Plus, Grotesquerie breakout star Raven Goodwin is here ahead of the hit show's frightening finale.
Just try me, baby. I'll run straight through you.
And she's saying,
Good morning, America.
It's Saturday morning. This is GMA.
Oh, and we do say Good Morning America on this Saturday. We are so excited to have Raven Goodwin here.
She nailed it, by the way, bringing the energy this morning.
And you know, I loved watching her when she was a guest star on Abbott Elementary. Now she's got that lead role on Grotesquerie, so we cannot wait to have her here.
Yeah, looking forward to that conversation coming up. And we are 10 days away to the election.
And more than 35 million voters have already cast their ballots. This as the latest polls suggest the race is a dead heat. The candidates crisscrossing the country and boasting some big names with them. So let's go back to ABC's White House correspondent Mary Alice Parks for more. Good morning again to you, Mary Alice.
Yeah, Janae, good morning. That new New York Times Siena poll getting a lot of attention, showing Harris and Trump completely tied nationally going into the final 10 days of this race. Overnight, like you said, we saw superstar Beyonce back in her hometown of Houston, campaigning with Vice President Harris. Of course, Harris's walkout song and campaign anthem has been Beyonce's song, Freedom. You know, the musician said that she was not there as a celebrity, but as a mom who cares deeply about living in a world where, quote, we have freedom to control our own bodies. Now, Harris has made the fight over reproductive rights and abortion access central in her closing arguments. Now, Trump, on his part, overnight had that big interview with Joe Rogan on his podcast. It's one of the most popular podcasts in the country. He talked about everything from life on Mars, seeming to praise Confederate generals, to continuing his false claims about election security. Now, his interview and schedule went so long, Trump actually showed up nearly 3 hours late to his campaign event in Michigan. Hundreds of people there left. They were actually tired of waiting for the former president. Whip.
Maintaining packed schedules in these final days. All right, Mary Alice Parks, thank you. We turn now to week 9 of the college football season. Some major matchups happening as ESPN's College Game Day takes over Bloomington, Indiana. And Jess Sims is there ahead of the Hoosiers going head-to-head with the Huskies. Jess, good morning to you. Tell us what those fans are so excited about.
Good morning, Whit. It is absolutely buzzing here in Bloomington as week 9 of college football kicks off. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a wild, wild day. College Game Day is here for its second time ever as number 13 ranked Indiana is 7-0, the best start to the season since 1967. So I think that's why the fans are so excited. This is all under head coach, first-year head coach Curt Cignetti, and he tweeted earlier this week saying that last week they had the 4th largest crowd right here at Memorial Stadium ever in the program's history, and they're hoping for the 1st largest crowd going into the game today as they take on the Washington Huskies. This is also a super, super special game because our very own Lee Corso has a sweet homecoming. He was the head coach here from 1973 to 1982, having his best season in 1979, where he took home the team's first ever bowl win against BYU. I checked into the hotel at the same time as him on Thursday. He took a few steps out of the car, he looked left and right and said, Jess, so many memories here. So his son, his daughter-in-law, so many other family members are here. There's gonna be a lot of happy tears. But that's not all we have today, okay? After the show on ABC, we have number 12 Notre Dame and number 24 Navy going head-to-head at a neutral site at MetLife Stadium where Giants and Jets play. Now, you might think that this is a lopsided series because Notre Dame is up 82-13-1, but let me tell you, back in 2010, when they played at MetLife, the Irish were upset. So anything can really happen. And at 3:30 p.m. Eastern time right after that, number 15, Alabama. How do y'all feel about Alabama? They're hoping to avoid back-to-back losses. They're playing Missouri, ranked 21. It would be the first time since 2013, so they're definitely trying to avoid that. And last but not least, you don't want to go anywhere for a doubly ranked team. We have number 8 LSU and number 14 Texas A&M going head-to-head at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on ABC, streaming live on ESPN+. You don't want to miss a thing.
Oh, all right, a lot to watch for today. Thank you so much. And those fans, they sure have a lot of opinions.
They've got something to say. Yes, they do.
Thank you,
go
Jess.
Mizzou.
Yep. There you go. Mizzou grad right there. Coming up here on our GMA morning menu, what a simple balance test says about your health.
Plus, best-selling authors James Patterson and Matt Eversmann are here. They are talking about their new book.
We're super excited about that. And make room in your closet. Tori Johnson is here with deals and steals that are ready to wear. We'll be right back here on GMA.
All right. Times Square looking great out there right now. And we are back now with our GMA cover story and the new study about what balancing on one leg could say about your health. And we have Dr. Stephanie Widmer here to break it all down. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, so I was telling you right before, like just this past week, I got one of those, plush sort of balancing pads. And I've been doing that every day, even this morning before the show.
Very good. Very good.
Why is this so important? What does this tell us about aging?
So it may come as a surprise to you that the amount of time we can balance on one foot may tell us a lot about our health. So what this new study shows is that the time we can spend balancing on one foot can decrease with age, with a decline in the amount of seconds that we can balance, decreasing with each decade that goes by. So basically, the study looked at 40 participants who were greater than 50 years of age with no pre-existing health conditions. And what they found was that if you were around 50 years of age, you could probably balance on one foot for around 10 seconds or more. And if you were around 80 years old, you could probably balance on one foot for around 2.53 seconds.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
So let's say if you're around 50 years of age and you're having a really tough time balancing on one foot, you should probably check in with your healthcare provider and they can evaluate you for pre-existing conditions like peripheral neuropathy or other early signs of aging.
But there are ways to test this at home yourself.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Okay, so what do we do?
Okay. You ready?
Let's do it.
Okay, so basically, you want to be in an open space, but it would be nice to be around maybe a table or a wall just in case you lose your balance and you don't want to fall. So all you have to do is kind of put your hands at your side, look straight ahead, and just lift one leg. Now, what the study found is that there was a more rapid decline with your non-dominant leg. Okay, so if you are right-handed, you would want to try this on your left leg.
Interesting.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so I'm not doing too badly.
Okay, no, you're doing great.
Okay.
Amazing.
Good.
Okay, I'm not even.
I'm just going to stay like this the whole
good.
segment.
Okay. Yes, and and if you're having trouble in the beginning, balance is something that really does improve with practice and with time, and so it's something that you can continue to do and get better at.
Awesome. All right. Dr. Stephanie Widmer, thank you so much for joining us. We so appreciate having you. Try that at home.
Yes.
All right, Whit, over to you.
All right, Gio, thank you so much. Now to #1 best-selling authors James Patterson and Matt Eversmann, co-authoring their latest book, American Heroes, telling the true stories of our servicemen and women. Good morning to both of you.
Hey,
it's great to have you on this morning.
100%.
So this is one in a series of interviews that you've done with members of the armed services who've been honored with medals.
Right.
James, first talk to me about why Matt was the perfect partner in this journey. Yes, exactly.
Matt was the sergeant portrayed in the movie Black Hawk Down. Matt knows, in terms of heroes and what other, Matt was there. You can tell us in 10 seconds, because the people out there watching, most of them have not been in combat and don't understand what heroism really means, but he's been there.
Yeah, listen, combat is the most intense, intimate experience a guy or gal can have. And, when I was on the battlefield of Mogadishu, you're in this tense situation, then instantaneously the most violent things happen and you're stuck trying to figure out, I got to do my job. I'm afraid for everybody else. this close.
Yeah.
And then you realize whatever you're doing isn't working. And that's where these American hero stories come in, because they do that next level. They're the ones that push through this horrific experience and make things happen.
We were at West Point yesterday, and all the cadets are reading this book today, which is really cool. And I think one of the things here, for starters, anybody who reads this, if you like my Alex Cross or any of that, the pace of this is as good as those. But also pass it on to the kids, the teenagers, kids in college. They need to understand what sacrifice means, what duty means, and they'll get it from this book.
Hey, absolutely. And Matt, to the point before about you having these conversations with these members of the armed forces, what was that like for you? You're obviously you've experienced this up close yourself, but now on an intimate level, you're sort of sharing the moments with them.
Yeah, no, and it's amazing because almost to a person, they have the same reply. They're like, I just did what needed to be done, and I did it for everybody else. I mean, that literally
that sense
is
of
the
we
entire
versus I, unbelievable. The humility of Medal of Honor winners, it's unbelievable.
I mean, I thought, and I had seen, great courage personified by men and women on the battlefield, but listening to these stories, it's this next level. It's almost indescribable.
Yeah. Matt could only do one a day in terms of the interviews.
Oh, I bet.
It's just so
emotionally, intense, yeah.
And and we were blessed to have Medal of Honor recipients from World War II, at least a spouse of a World War II veteran, all the way up to Afghanistan.
Yeah.
70 years of warfare we've.
But at West Point, I mean, it's just incredible because these cadets, they're hearing their history and whatever, but they've never been in combat.
And let me ask you this, from your perspective, obviously, we're familiar with your novels and the thrillers, but how do you break down these interviews to these intricate stories, and then you condense it? That must be very difficult.
Exactly. I don't know how difficult it is, but nobody wants to read 50-page interviews for the most part, I don't think. And what we have in this is 37, and we take the interviews and turn them down into like 6-7-page stories. Each one, I mean, could be a movie, honestly, every one of these. So you find out about that individual and also their story, what happened to them, how they won the medal.
Incredible
so
stories.
It's very intense and very tight.
Of bravery and courage.
Yeah. And we need it. I don't think we've ever needed heroes more than we do right now.
Absolutely.
You got an election coming up. It's a great book to read before the elections because it focuses you on we, whatever that means, whether you're Democrat, Republican, Independent.
James Patterson, Matt Eversmann, thank you so much for your time
this
morning.
morning.
Definitely looking forward to it.
You.
American Heroes is out now wherever you get your books.
Now to deals and steals, and Tori's got you covered head to toe in savings. Go ahead and scan that QR code to start shopping now. Tori, we're starting with shapewear.
They got us covered around.
Yeah, right? That's what we were doing,
like dodging the mannequins. So we're starting with Shapermint, and these are everyday essentials that do what they're supposed to do without suffocating you.
There you go.
That's very important. So we've got the, this is the wireless shaping bra.
Ooh.
These bottoms right here are the everyday high waist shapers. And what's great about the high waist here is that you get coverage kind of everywhere, all the way around. You've got the high waist legging shapers there. We have bodysuits, so many different options. Everything slash and half starts at $17. The bodysuits are everything's comfortable, smoothing, all good. All right, then for your feet, True Energy socks. This is infrared targeted compression socks. So increases energy, improves circulation, improves recovery, just makes your feet feel really good. That's the best that I can say about it. And we've got a big variety of styles, everything from knee-high compression all the way down to hidden no-show. These won't show in your your shoes. My personal favorite, the ones right here, ultra light liner socks. So they've got the little tab in the back. Honestly, your feet just feel better when you wear these. The prices are phenomenal. 3 packs start at $10.
Why do you like the little tab in the back?
Comfortable to wear.
Oh,
comfortable to wear. Yeah, and your feet feel good because of the type of compression. Okay, moving over to Comfortiva. So this is all about combination of style and comfort. One of the signatures in this is you could see it right in the inside here. Do you see this?
Yes.
Pillow top memory foam footbed.
Wow.
So every step feels so super comfortable. So when it comes to style, we're talking about genuine leather, nice rustic details, but comfort for me is where it's all about. So that pillow top footbed, slip resistant outsole on the bottom, so you're gonna feel really comfortable. We've got a big variety of styles, everything from the little heels, boots, Mary Janes, lace ups. We got you covered. And it's all 50% off.
Good
Good
deal.
deal.
Okay.
All right.
Ooh, a
we got to
sling
have a nice
bag.
little bag. So this is
Yeah.
from Malibu Sky. Super comfortable, easy to wear.
Just big enough, not too big?
Not too big, exactly. You're hidden behind these mannequins here. So maybe you could step out so that we could see your gorgeousness
telling me here. I'm looking at the bag.
While you're holding it, exactly. That makes Keisha happy. So it's great because the crossbody adjustable strap, you can wear it any different way you want.
A little more oohs and ahs, please.
Yeah, exactly.
There you
Two
go.
different styles, big variety of colors, $25 and free shipping.
We love it.
This is really in honor of our friend Sam Champion. Hello Sunday. This is all about UV protection, so SPF built into your everyday makeup routine, not just for summer, but protection for every single day. A couple of fan favorites that I love here. This one is a serum that also has vitamin and hyaluronic acid in it, so it's like going to give you that SPF 50 plus that additional
And that
skincare.
is so nice to just have it already in
one.
there.
Exactly. Or you can do this. This is a primer and SPF protection, or just the moisturizer. Any one of these to start your day with as the first step in your routine is going to allow you to age gracefully instead of with age spots.
And
we don't want that,
no,
right? You get age spots and God forbid skin cancer.
Yes.
For
Take
$11
care of
to
your
$14,
skin.
that's an investment that you should make. And then finally, softies. Just feel how soft.
like
this is
insanely
literally
soft.
insane softness. So we know their clothing. This is their accessories. We've got everything from pillowcases to beanies to baby blankets to large blankets. Everything slashed in half with that super soft. Okay, Keisha's telling you how to pet the products. 50% off. These start at $17. Like, feel how good that is.
It is.
How about
That is
this infinity scarf?
amazing.
Oh my God, everything from this is so
let
soft.
me feel it on my skin. It's silky, baby, smooth.
There you go.
You're gonna love
There
these.
you go.
Thank you so much, Tori.
Look at you guys. I wish you could see Gio's face over there.
Oh, is he?
Laughing. He is enjoying.
We partnered with all these companies on our website, gma.com. Stick around. GoodMorningAmerica.com. And we'll be right back. Actress Raven Goodwin.
And welcome back to Win the Weekend. And this is a big win here. We're talking huge. A Guinness World Record was set by 46-year-old Gary Christensen of Happy Valley, Oregon. Take a look at what is happening here. This is the longest journey by pumpkin boat. In his 1,200-pound
pumpkin
it's
boat?
a pumpkin, people.
Like an actual pumpkin.
Yes.
That is a pumpkin.
Oh my gourd. Sorry.
Oh, my goodness. And all it took was 26 hours of paddle time spread out over 2 days to paddle 45.69 miles on the Columbia River.
That's far.
And having to beat the previous record about 39 miles.
So
that's
somebody-
a massive pumpkin.
Like somebody
Did he
else thought of
grow
this
it?
too.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're wondering where he got that massive pumpkin, that's what I was wondering. Gary is a member of the Pacific Giant Vegetable Growers Association. Congratulations, Gary!
Wow.
Well done.
Saturday morning, our camera there right next to the Broadway lights, because coming up in our half hour here, Wicked on Broadway turns 21, and we're going to celebrate the popular show. See what I did there?
I love
Popular.
that show. Yes.
Yeah? Raven got
Just
it.
like Glinda, right? Glinda?
Galinda.
Is it Galinda or Glinda? We'll sort that out.
The
later.
good witch?
Yeah.
The bad witch. All right, that's just ahead here. But first, some of the top headlines are following right now. The presidential election is just 10 days away, and more than 35 million people have already cast ballots. The latest polls suggesting the race is dead even. The candidates crisscrossing the country. Beyonce appearing with Vice President Harris, and former President Trump going on Joe Rogan's extremely popular podcast.
Amazon Prime is giving members a new perk, lower gas prices. Prime members can now get fuel discounts at thousands of gas stations that the company says could add up to savings of about $70 per year per member. Members do have to sign up to get those gas discounts.
And the Dodgers beating the Yankees 6-3 in the 10th inning to win the Game 1 of the World Series. Now, this is the first Yankee-Dodgers World Series matchup since 1981. Superstar Shohei Ohtani and home run leader Aaron Judge making this the first World Series with opposing 50 home run hitters. Game 1 also paying tribute to late Dodgers Fernando Valenzuela, who famously played in 1981 during the Dodger-Yankees World Series there.
So much history, too.
Absolutely.
All right, we do turn now to some scary good TV, and the Ryan Murphy thriller Grotesquerie about to serve up its season finale. And the show's breakout star, Raven Goodwin, is here. Welcome back to GMA, Raven. It's great to have you. Wait, first time on GMA. Wait a minute. Okay, all right. We'll get to the research department later. I knew we had you before.
Well, you know why? She was on ABC on Abbott Elementary.
That's what it is. That's right. So, congratulations. We got the season finale coming up here. You said you loved the script when you got it.
Yes.
And then you got this very surprising big phone call.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
So I live in Georgia, so I live a very low-key, nice little life. And I'm in Lowe's, right? And Niecy gives me a phone call. She's like, hey, you want to do this? Is this something you want to do? And I said, absolutely. I would love to work with you and Courtney, and I think this is good for me. And she said, well, all right. And
by the way, that impersonation is
pretty
spot
good.
on.
It's pretty good, right?
Yes.
But it was good to hear from her. We've run into each other throughout the years, and it's always been love and good energy. So playing her daughter and Courtney B. Vance's daughter just made sense.
Yeah, what two incredible people to get to work with and I imagine learn from.
Right.
What was it like to work with them?
It was amazing. I feel like every work environment is a learning environment for me. Even if you're experienced, you just soak it in and see how people work. And Courtney and Niecy are undeniably brilliant, for sure. Yeah.
Brilliant, and so are you.
Thank
and
you.
we want everyone to see how brilliant you are. Let's take a look at a clip right now.
What house rules does she have? Do I need to enforce anything?
You enforce me? Just try me, baby. I'll run straight through you.
Hey, keep this pepper spray on you at all times. It is powerful, but not exactly legal, okay?
Cool. I might just use it on you.
Ooh, using it on Travis Kelce. What's on there? What's it like working with him?
It was awesome. Travis he's a dope person. Like, he came to work ready and willing to learn, and we learned a thing or two from him about football, because that's not really my place of expertise. But yeah, it was a good experience. He was amazing, a professional, and yeah, it was great to see him in that mullet.
That's right. You also had maybe a secret co-star in all of this. You were pregnant, right? Yes. What was it like, and how did your fellow cast members treat you through this process?
They have children, so they definitely embraced everything and made sure that I was okay. Look at my baby.
Oh, beautiful. And this is your second, right?
That's my second. That's Riley Rosa. That's Raj Howard. Super, super cute, super sweet.
What a beautiful
babies.
shoot you've got there.
Yeah. Jordan Keith shot us. But yeah, it was a great experience. I'm glad that we'll always have that memory of him being in mommy's belly while she was filming the first season of Grotesquerie. He had my back hurt and my hips hurt, and they were like, we need you on set. I was like, okay. All right. But it was a great experience. They had me super comfortable, and it was amazing.
How proud were you of yourself? Because, just as a woman, as a mom, that's a lot to take on, but you did it.
Yeah, it's just natural. It's the most natural thing we can do. So any environment, I'm going to take care of myself and make sure I'm good. And we filmed, and it was great.
It was great.
Love it.
That's
Raven,
amazing.
thank you so much for coming on.
Thank
Congratulations
you for having
on
me.
everything.
Yeah, thank you.
Once again, the season 1 finale of Grotesquerie premieres this Wednesday on FX and then streams the next day on Hulu. Thanks again. It's so great to have you.
Yes, thank you. And coming up, Dan Harris.
This guy.
The little
Look
guy.
who it is. There
He
he
is
is.
back on GMA Weekend.
I hope you have your pepper spray.
Here to talk about managing your election anxiety. Stick around. We'll be right back. Welcome back to GMA and how to manage your election-induced anxiety. A recent survey is saying 65% of Americans feel exhausted and 55% feel angry when it comes to politics. Here to help calm some of those nerves, which is not typically what someone says about our former GMA weekend co-anchor turned mindfulness expert, Dan Harris.
The two of you together.
Yes.
It's like,
Dan
fire
Harris
and ice.
is so great.
That's why we had to separate.
Yeah. Exactly.
For everybody else, I'm a human Xanax. For Janae, it's not quite that.
Not quite that. No. Okay. I'm glad that you're here. Just in general.
How much pain did that just send coursing through your
so
system?
So much. About as much as my body feels the anxiety around the election. I'm really noticing that I am one of the Americans feeling this. We can all cast a vote, but there's little we can do about the outcome.
Yes.
What can we do to give ourselves a little sense of empowerment?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the big problem a lot of people are having is they look at what's happening on the news and they feel hopeless and helpless. There's a great phrase that I love. Action absorbs anxiety. Do something, and that will turn the volume down on your anxiety. Ooh. You can't control the outcome, but you can do something locally. So get involved in a campaign if that's what you want to do. But you don't even have to do that. You can volunteer at an animal shelter or a soup kitchen, or you can just be more useful to the people in your environment. I always ask people, like, what's it like when you hold the door open for somebody? It feels good if you're paying attention.
Yeah.
And that feeling is infinitely scalable.
Wow. Another thing you also say is that worrying should be a team sport. Yeah. So kind of bring the people close to you into
Whit
that.
does that to us.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
I know. So I've been practicing this for a long time, making my problems everybody else's problems. But what's a productive way to do that?
Yes, to be clear, there are ways to do this incorrectly.
Yes.
But there's a great expression. It's called never worry alone. And I love this. We are living in a very individualistic society, and that is contributing to our anxiety. A great way to reduce your anxiety, and this is an evidence-based assertion, is to have quality relationships. That is what reduces our stress. It's probably the most powerful lever we have. So when you're nervous about the election, call your mom, call your friends. Don't make this a solo endeavor. Make it a team sport, because this is how we humans were designed, to endure difficult times together.
But as you're making it a team sport, like we're seeing so many families torn apart. We're seeing chosen family torn apart, right, with your friends and all of that. How do you manage all of that?
Okay, so when I was here at ABC News, I did a story with a group called the Braver Angels, and they bring together Reds and Blues from across America, and they have these surprisingly successful encounter sessions, and their #1 rule is don't try to change anybody's mind. Because if you try to convince somebody they're stupid or wrong, most likely they're just going to get defensive. Although Janae has successfully
I literally going to take it,
I wasn't going to say anything. I'm going to let it go.
If you try to go at somebody directly, you're probably going to make them defensive. So the move instead is to get curious. There's a great term that I love, accurate disagreement. Instead of trying to convince somebody of something, try to understand why do they believe what they believe.
That curiosity, and that is probably part of what can help us keep an open mind, too.
Absolutely.
Right?
We spend more time talking to each other instead of listening to each other.
Absolutely. And I think actually keeping an open mind is a key here. Because there's some psychological research that shows that we cling to our views the way we cling to our possessions. And actually, some people worry that if they have an open mind, if they listen to the other side, they're going to lose their values. But opinions and values are different things. You can still value patriotism, fairness, justice, love, kindness, and change your opinions and have an open mind. There's a great quote from Frank Zappa, the great rock star, who said, a mind is like a parachute. It doesn't work if it isn't open.
Ooh.
I like that.
Dropping some knowledge on you on Saturday morning.
All these years we worked with you, we got nothing. You come back retired, dropping all this information.
Dropping a couple
He's had a lot of time to say that.
You know what? When you get more sleep, turns out you're a lot
Got
nicer.
your weekends back and all this stuff to
Incredible.
offer. I love it.
We are really happy to see you, little guy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
thanks
Little
for being
guy.
here.
Did you hear that?
Gonna call you little, a couple other things. So thank you so much, Dan.
And now to the blockbuster Broadway musical, Wicked. And this morning we are raising a glass as the Tony Award-winning production turns 21 this week. And the show's current leading ladies are here to celebrate with us. Mary-Kate Morrissey, who plays Elphaba, and we also have Alexandra Sosha, who plays Glinda, or Galinda. 8 shows a week. Welcome to you both.
Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh, it's so great to have you here. I just saw you guys a few weeks ago. phenomenal performance and so exciting for you at this particular time because of the movie. So tell me, Alexandra, because you have that amazing line, right? Like, it's good to see me, isn't it? Right at the top of the show. What's it like to play Glinda?
Well, I mean, look at that. That says it all. She's just full of confidence. She walks into a room and says, "Isn't it nice that I'm here?" And isn't that, don't we all sort of wish we could feel that way? It just quells all my insecurities every night because I think, well, I can't be up here unless I believe in myself. So it's
absolutely,
wonderful.
and that's what the show and the story makes you feel, right? And MK, you have that incredible song, Defying Gravity.
Yes.
What's going through your mind at that moment? Because that's sort of like the moment of the show.
It is my favorite moment in the show. There's so many things that Elphaba has to go through to get to that last portion of it. But my favorite part of the show totally is the very, very end when you hear that war cry. Ah! And then I know I've had the audience is if they're like dead silent and then you hear a collective so there's like a beat of silence before everyone just together like releases their own like war cry, cheer, whatever. It's thrilling.
Oh, that's amazing. And it is incredible to be there in that moment because you feel the energy from the audience. Alexandra, I know that you fell in love with the show back in, what, 2004? You saw the original cast.
Yes.
What was your favorite memory from that?
I mean, like so many people, I've been in love with this show for 21 years. And honestly, I mean, it was that moment. I mean, I think when Elphaba finally ascended, I just remember sitting in my seat, absolutely hyperventilating, crying, sobbing. And then 20-odd years later, when I watched her do it our first night in front of my face on the stage, the exact same reaction happened. I just said, I can't believe that now I'm standing here in front of her while this happens. So it's just been a dream come true to live this out 20 years later.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I mean, 21 years. And now we've got Wicked the movie coming out.
Yeah, we do, baby.
And you're already seeing what that's doing.
It's wild.
Yes.
Yeah, we were just saying that we're at capacity a lot of the nights, which is crazy for like a Tuesday night, for it to be packed and rowdy and full of life and people who are just super jazzed and excited to see the show. It feels like there's this big buzzy energy at the theater every single night. It makes it an incredible place to work.
Yes.
And
makes our job easy.
It makes our job easy. And I think people are reminding themselves why they love Wicked so much. They loved the musical first, so they're coming to remind themselves of that before they go and see the movie. And that's really special for us to be like the witches on Broadway while the movie is coming out. Don't you think?
Yes, absolutely. And it's just a whole new medium to experience this story. You know, first you had Gregory Maguire's novel, and then you had the musical, and now the movie. There's just many ways to experience the incredible story of Elphaba and Glinda.
Yeah, and it's a story about friendship, and I can see that friendship playing out right here. MK, Alexandra, thank you so much for being here.
Of course.
Absolutely. And of course, Wicked plays at the Gershwin Theater right here in New York City.
Can you say the deals and stuff?
Deals and steals.
We'll see you over on ABC News Live Weekend Edition, streaming the latest headlines throughout the day. Is it Gio? You on?
I'll be there.
Excellent on duty today. Yeah.
Big thanks to Cheryl Scott.
Welcome back.
Back tomorrow. Yes. And we will all be back here tomorrow. We'll see you then.
All right.